Story listening is the precursor, the foundation, the basis of storytelling. It's something books won't tell you, but it's a listener makes for a good storyteller is something that I've seen over and over again in all kinds of brand building, all kinds of speech writing, political communication, even artists, the way they communicate, leaders, the way they communicate. A good listener tends to become a good communicator. Now, what do I really mean? I'll explain with an example. Zohran Mamdani, who was recently elected as the mayor of New York, and his political campaigning is considered a masterclass in political PR at this point. The foundation of what he's doing is he's speaking what people are feeling and thinking about. So it's as simple as that. One of the greatest mistakes, the most like the biggest blunder that you can make as a storyteller, which a lot of brands tend to do, is they think they are the hero of the story. Instead of thinking you are the hero of the story, if you assume that the audience, the customer, the investor, the talent, the person that you're working with is the hero of the story and you are the mentor of the story and you are taking them from point A to point B and you're acknowledging what their pain is, what their suffering is, what they're going through, what they really care about. If you first listen and second acknowledge, you're able to build trust with your audience. I'll come to the third point very soon. But let's talk about first listening and second acknowledging. So, how do you do that? First of all, instead of thinking that you are the, say, Harry Potter of the story, you have to think you are the Dumbledore of the story, or you are the Yoda of the story, and the audience is the Luke Skywalker. You have to constantly remind yourself that it's not about you. Every single person in the world cares about themselves and their own problems. And as a leader, if you want to use storytelling, you prioritize the person who you're talking to. You create an avatar in your mind and you're like, okay, what does this person care about? And you understand that as deeply as you possibly can. You understand the layers of the person's pain, the person's needs in as much detail as you possibly can. So, say you're a CEO of a company, you actually understand that the people that you're hiring, especially the youngest ones, the Gen Z, as they're coming into workforce, what do they care about? What are their problems? What are their needs? What are their wants? What is it that matters to them? As someone who's building any kind of a brand, you're building a company, you start caring about your customer and you put them in the center of your story. And okay, this person really cares about sustainability, or this person really cares about the price, or this person cares about the quality of the experience, or this person cares that they are treated like a person and not like a cash cow who's just giving the company some money. So if you empathize and really step into the shoes of your audience and say what they are thinking and feeling, you're able to build a trustworthy bond with them because you've done something that a lot of leaders are not doing when they're talking at people. You're actually listening to them. The second step you're taking is you're acknowledging what they feel and what they think and what their need is and what is important to them. So, by doing these two things, listening and acknowledging, you're building a trustworthy bond in the first place. You're actually taking your role as a leader who's speaking for the people rather than speaking at people. Empathy tends to be the core, the basis of great storytelling. Zohran Mamdani, like the example that I took, he spoke about wealth inequality, about prices, about inflation, about affordability, and he took that, he made that the core of the campaign. So it's a great example of how actually representing the audience can bring you leadership status by applying this one extremely simple technique, which is story listening. So before you started saying anything at all, you actually listened to what people care about. Second thing, second was acknowledging. Third is you have a plan to take them from where they are at to where they want to go. So that plan is the third pillar of that trust building. Instead of saying, okay, I see you and I hear you, you're also saying that I have a plan, I have done my research, I have studied, I know that there is a path from where you're at to where you want to go. And these are the details of that plan. And if with authenticity and honestness, you're able to convince your audience that you speak for them and you have a plan to make their lives better, that's enough to create a story that resonates with a lot of audience. And if you're saying that repeatedly and consistently, and you're not wavering from it, you're not going all over the place, and you're like, this is the priority, you are the priority, and I'm working on a plan to take you where the ideal future is, you're constantly building trust. So storytelling, again, I'll put a link of a newsletter edition I recently wrote. Storytelling can either be used like some sort of a black magic, like propaganda that exaggerated lies to manipulate people. But ideal, the good kind of storytelling is when you use it to build trust with your audience, where you actually work on a plan, where you say what needs to be, what they've not found the word to say, and then you become a symbol of audiences. And I'm not saying want, I'm deliberately saying need of that audience. So wants could be like, I want to be wealthy. The need could be that I want to feel like I belong. The needs tend to be more universal, they tend to be more humane, they tend to be deeper than the want. So when you start listening to the needs of the people, so say you're working with someone, a colleague of yours who you've hired, they come to you and they say that I want a raise. That could be their want, but their need could be that I want a spirit of, I want team spirit, I want more work life balance, or I want to feel a sense of belonging. Maybe I need more security. So those are the things that actually people are saying and they're asking for. Safety, security. Those are the things that connect people and they're more universal in nature. Wants could be more individualistic. Needs tend to be more collectivistic. So, in especially in political storytelling, it's a great example of listening, acknowledging, and then showing that this is the plan. This kind of earnestness can build you trust. I can't say for what the future will hold or what this would mean in the future. And not, I don't want to get into any kind of political debate, but it's about using storytelling. It's about using story listening to build a story that that people want to say and they want to hear and they want to see acknowledged and they want a leader to come up with a plan to solve for it. And if you create that story, you're automatically someone who is able to win hearts and minds and establish yourself as a leader in whatever space you're in. Thank you.